What is up, guys? Basic Battles here today, and we're doing fight predictions again. I did it for the last pay-per-view, Pereira versus Ankalaev, and I went 6-4. We'll hope to do a little bit better this time around. Should be fun. I entered them on Verdict. I did just make a Tapology account for the first time like 3 minutes ago. You can see tapped in as Basic Battles. But, but yeah, I don't really care. Look at all these damn. Oh, hold up. Where's it? Yeah, look at all these damn goop over here. I'm not getting invested in that. I don't care about CFC. I'm a casual blooded UFC fan that sometimes watches PFL if I hate myself. So, maybe I'll get into it on another day. I mean, I pay attention, but not not that much. God, this really spoiled it, doesn't it? Oh, Gonyo, man. Let's just get right into it. Haley Cohen versus Nora Conoli? Cornoli? Conoli. Um, God, 35 years old already? Okay. Good win streak until she lost to Cavalcade. Haley Cohen, 2023, 2 years. Anyways. uh, zero money made. That's kind of funny. Huh. What's she doing? Off and on. She lost to Veronica Hardy. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yikes, dog. Yikes, caramba. And Jamie Lynn. Yeah, and that was in April. So it's been 2 years since she's been in here. A couple canceled fights between her. This seems like a simple pick for Nora here. Seems better. She's a little bit older, though. Still, no money being made. Nah, obviously, you can't really go off that. Interesting. Second round. Wow, she's a big dog in this one. To Melissa Mullins. Obviously, she was undefeated coming in. I wish they showed the highlight. I know they probably can't because of copyright and stuff, but maybe that's the reason. It'd be kind of cool if they just showed a highlight of any knockout they had on here. At least for like the big ones like PFL, UFC, whatever else they have on here. Yeah. Took a shot in the dark. 6 wins by KO. Look like they're legit too. Like this one's a leg injury, obviously, but one in the UFC that I've completely forgotten about. What fight night was this? Chris versus Allen. That's why, because I only got to watch the main event of this one, which is a banger. But yeah, that's not that long ago. September. She's back active. Cavalcanti. Not a bad loss at all. I mean, Cavalcanti is pretty decent. Oh, look at these. Decision Merchant. It's just women's MMA for you. Yeah. This shouldn't have spent that much time on this. Go with the French woman. Corleone. By decision. Seems actually we'll risk it for the biscuit a little bit. Give her a knockout. Why not? She's finished a lot of fights. Second round. Probably very bold, but hey, you got to be bold sometimes. Next, Gore is back. He's still here. He was 3-2 at one point. I think I remember that too. Yeah, I do remember him beating the hell out of Tricoli. That was crazy. Oh yeah, he did. Oh my goodness, the confidence some people had in Ehor all the time is pretty funny. Oh, it's not good. Really? He got knocked out by Brundage? I don't remember that at all. God. Yeah, a lot of people are picking. He's a minus 355. Sorry, I keep looking at my phone because, like I said, I'm doing this on Verdict. So, both 30. I didn't even realize. I thought Trace Rowan was a little smaller than this. Nope, he's actually got a longer reach, same height. 6 foot middleweights isn't unheard of, obviously. We just sometimes have these big freaks of nature like Drickus, who's just massive and 6'2", and Izzy and Pereira, who were champs there too, and they're both like 6'4" ish. Got knocked out in the second round, but that was all the way back in 2018. It's gone on a massive streak. Wins here. I mean, look at all this. This is just. Whew. This guy's a knockout artist. Gore, he's not too bad. He's not bad enough where I think he'll just get run through. Like, he's good on the ground and stuff. But, I mean, he got knocked out by Cody Brundage, though. Show me the highlight. I need to see. It's been so long since, 2022. Nearly 3 years ago. Oh, yeah, he was supposed to fight Bo Nickal. I remember that. I think I'll trust Marco here. And by knockout's not the worst. But if Trayshawn, takes him deep, subs him. I mean, 14 fights into your career and no one's done that to you yet. And he seems to have a lot of promise. Shootbox, huh? That's nice. Okay, yeah. Go with Tulio here. Another knockout. Hey, man, this card's supposed to be really good, so I won't be surprised if we get a bunch of finishes. But I also expected a bunch of finishes on this last card with Emmett and Murphy, but we did not get that at all. I mean, we got some, but not as much as I thought. Sumo Darji's back, so he's getting finished. I'm just kidding. It's actually good. It's actually a really good fight. God, when was this? He lost to Charles Johnson. Sorry, Charles Jourdain Johnson. He obviously lost to Schnell. Yeah. Elliott, didn't I? Forgot he got subbed by Elliott. God, it's been 4 years since he picked up a win. And he's a minus 225 favorite. Where was he champion? Okay. Didn't win on Contender Series or the UFC. Huh? Damn, Jake Hadley subbed him. Jake Hadley's fighting in this Bellator card. I think on the main card this week. That's interesting, isn't he? Bellator. Did I say Bellator? I meant PFL. Yep, right here. Obviously, he has fought in Bellator. So. Let's say Andre Lima's not a bad loss in the slightest. Just feel like I'm going down a rabbit hole right now. Sumadarji gave a really good fight to Charles Jourdain, though, so he's not done. Crafty vet, he's been in a lot of wars. He's really solid on the feet. Posa. Fourth round. Andre Lima's not the worst loss in the world. I think I'll go with the dog here, Raposo. He did really have a good win again. I mean, a good fight against Jens Johnson. But reach. But Mitch just really isn't that impressive, is he? Huh. I think I'm gonna take a lot of damage for not trusting the vet here, but I am going with Raposo. Just a feeling I got, I guess. Probably be wrong, but hey, we will see. Dumas versus Mikal. This is going to be a good fight, in my opinion. Yeah, I kind of agree with this already, without even having to look at them really. Dang, Mikal's only 30. I thought he was like up there. I thought he was like 33 at least. Hmm. Shows what I know. I really thought he was going to be the one to beat who am I trying to say? I thought he was going to be the one to beat Charbullet, and he obviously was not. It was a good fight though. Wasn't bad. Yeah, he ran into Buzzsaw Michel Pereira, the one round Buzzsaw that he is. Knocked out Cheaty. Okay, that's. I mean, just look at this. Charbullet as a striker, Kevin Holland, he got caught in an armbar. Michel, you know, that was just crazy. He got hurt and then subbed, which was all crazy. That's the last time he was in Miami. And then Kyle, obviously. Dustin Jacoby, too. Was this at middleweight? No, it's at 205. I was going to say. Wow. So he cuts down the middleweight after that. Knocked out Sam Alvey, Cheaty, obviously. Jimmy Crute, he just has a. I mean, look at all this. No contest with Khalil. Lost to Ovis. Lost to Jimmy Crute. Lost to Justin Jacoby. He beat Shamil a while ago. This Shamil, not. Just a couple others of them. Knocked out Brundage. I just feel like Dumas is just a little bit of a step down compared to what he's gotten. I think this is a little bit, obviously, 3 UFC wins. But he got knocked out by Ruzaboyev. If I'm butchering these names, then sorry. He's been finished twice in the UFC. I don't remember this Josh Frem fight, even though it was only in 2023. He's been finished twice in the last 2 years. Once last year. Just got floored. I think I'll trust my Mishkal to get the knockout here. I trust the favorite. Another finish that I'm putting on here. Ooh, this is an exciting card. Early prelims done. The Damage versus Arosa. I'm pretty sure the Damage is a huge underdog in this. That's interesting. Just by sub, and really? They're both on 2 fight win streaks. Didn't even know that. Oh, yeah, I did, because my boy C-Rod got messed up by Arosa. It was so hard to watch. They're old, obviously. They've both been around for quite a while. Similar, pretty much the same records. One went off over here. Is it really? Am I really gonna doubt the Damage? How could I do that? 14 submission wins for Arosa, and obviously some really impressive ones. Sub Jourdain, sub Sean Woodson. He flying Nate the Train. What? I've never heard of this. Well, this was before I was even watching MMA, so my bad memory couldn't have even. Oh yeah, I remember this Caceres knockout so much because I picked Caceres to win, and I picked Padilla to knock him out right after. So I got 2 right picks here, and then I started picking against him more, and it never worked out for me again. Obviously, it might not work out for me again. He got head kicked by Arce too. Wow. Impressive wins. I think a lot of people thought he was going to win these 2 fights, especially this one right here, but he was coming off a bad loss and coming back in April. That Caceres knockout was scary. 7 losses by TKO. Is the Damage going to get it done? Oh my god, this Cub Swanson knockout had me jumping. It was crazy. It's, I mean, obviously losing to Volks. Damn, he goes on a 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes on a 6 fight win streak in the UFC. Runs into a buzzsaw and then goes on a 4 fight win streak. I mean, losing streak. Then I mean, wins 5 of his next 7. So, but this is a pretty bad loss. Streaky fighter. God, he's been in the UFC so long. How many UFC wins here? 19. Could get to Big 20 with a win this Saturday. I kind of don't want to doubt him, but I just don't know. I just think Aros is just a better fighter. I think it's just, but a minus 380 favorite's kind of, it's a little bit crazy, honestly. I do think Juicy J is gonna win though, by decision. I'm sorry, Damage. I don't want to doubt you, but I've been doubting Arosa for too long now. So, it's time that change. And Chase Hooper gets another tune-up fight, even though, literally, after he beat Slavaclaus, he immediately got Clay Guida, I'm pretty sure. That's his last win? Yes, it was, and he subbed him. That was an easy pick. But yeah, he murdered Slavaclaus and then immediately got... And now he's getting another one because Jim Miller's not bad, per se. But he's just old. Like, you know... Just really, really old. He's had a hell of a time beating up up-and-comers. He got brutalized by King Green on UFC 300, which was very interesting. I really don't see Chase subbing him, honestly. That would shock me a little bit. When's the last time he even got subbed? Charles Dubronx in 2018, where Charles got his lick back. I'm pretty sure he beat Charles somewhere down here. Didn't he? Yes, he did. Ebar. God, look how good a record he had until the Rapture. Until he ran into Poirier and Pettis and Dan Hooker, Diego Sanchez, Michael Chiesa, Donald Cerrone, Benil. Yeah, his step up in competition wasn't good for him. Got some good ones. So obviously this was Cerrone's retirement fight. He's just been beating a bunch of up-and-comers. Butler and Benitez. I'm pretty sure those were UFC debutants against him, but I don't know. I know this definitely was Jesse Butler because this was crazy. Yeah, he still showed good fight in that King Green fight. And obviously, Damon Jackson was an easy one. I'm pretty sure Damon got cut after that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but oh my god, 45 UFC fights. I think that is. Yeah, 45. Holy shit. Chase is so good though. Right now, like he's on a heater. Is he really just gonna? Is he gonna sub Jim Miller though? He definitely could. I could see it. Yeah, he's already subbed pretty good grapplers. This Levitt one was a fun little 3-minute romp. Sorry, my voice is cracking like a mother. It's because I'm not drinking any water. It's easy to pick Chase by sub here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pick him by decision. I think Jim can last. And who knows, maybe Chase wants to show him something on the feet. We will certainly find out. I'm excited for it, though, because these two finish a good number of their fights. So, we could see one. And then give Chase Hooper an actual fight after this, because, I mean, who knows? Jim could win, honestly. I could see it. Not clearly, but I can see it. I haven't put the glasses on yet. Verna, title eliminator on the prelims. So, that's interesting. Early prediction, I'm leaning Verna on this one, I think. That's my opinion. They're both so old. How old is Zhang? Is Zhang like 35-ish now? I could be way off on her age. Zhang Weili is 35. Nope, it was right there. So yeah, I guess Strawweight's just an old division, but you know. Ooh, wow, very interesting here. Amanda Ribas 3.5 years ago, but she's gone on a tear. She beat Hill. She just subbed Lemos. Who else did she beat? Ariana, yeah. Oof, 14 subs. Why don't I remember this fight? Oh, yeah, Lupita got a little bit of a rough, but she got back in the win column like a few weeks ago. So yeah, tough outs here. Mackenzie one was weird. I thought Mackenzie won, but it was just it was a decent fight. Mm. She lost to Mackenzie Dern? Really? Why don't I remember that? What is Dern's? She did sub Rebus earlier. That was a rematch because she lost to Rebus. Yeah. So Rebus has some good wins, which is weird. Cause, mm, yeah, she beat Verna, beat Mackenzie, beat Viviana, lost to Rose, Macy, and Mackenzie. So she's kind of on her way out now. How old is she? She's only 31. Why is she? She's been around a while. See, look, went down a rabbit hole again. All right. Yeah. Jan versus Mackenzie though. She probably should have lost that fight because two of those rounds were completely dominant by Dern. So maybe should have been a draw, but yeah, she got taken down at will by Zhang too for a little while there. She lost that fight 3 different ways. That should have been stopped so many times. Like she was literally out at the end of that first round. It was crazy. This was a crazy fight. She just bam, knocked the hell out of Jessica. Got her a cool title shot, which was it was a really good fight actually. It was just the crowd was burnt out from Max versus Gaethje right before it, which is fair. I was kind of burnt out too, and Zhang's one of my favorite fighters ever. So yeah, Carla blew her out the water. I didn't really watch this fight. Maybe what it was. Yeah, this was interesting. It wasn't a really good showing for her ground game. I didn't watch the tab. Oh yes, I did actually. Jan won that easily, but Tabitha doesn't really take you down. She's more of a clinch fighter, which is to her detriment, obviously, because she never does any damage at all. She's got potential though. But yeah, could yeah, never been finished before. Verna, not used to taking damage. I honestly think she's just gonna grapple her. I think Verna by decision's a good play here, and people have been down Verna for a while too because she was an underdog against Lemos, and I knew she was gonna beat Lemos because Lemos cannot grapple at all, and she subbed her easily. So yeah, going with Verna there. I guess she's. Nope, did not mean to do that. Let me see. She the underdog? Nope, slight favorite. So another favorite. Oops. Ige versus Sean Woodson. Sean Woodson is the slight favorite. This is a good fight. If Sean, I know everyone in the MMA community has seen that funny ass Sean Woodson being fat. Him as like a heavyweight. Oh man. Yeah, this is a really good fight. I will not be shocked at all if Ige wins. So rough. I thought he won this Bryce fight. Hot take. He did way more damage than Bryce in that. Bryce got into some good positions on the ground, but it's just like his face at the end. You know, he was all bloodied up, a few cuts. Made sense to give it to Ige because the cuts were in different rounds too. Obviously, the Diego won on 1 hour's notice, and then he Lerone, which was a iffy fight to give. He dropped him in that. Dan can't catch a break. The sniper. Oh my goodness, he robbed the hell out of. Where is it? Caceres. Yes, he robbed the hell out of Caceres. This was nice. I picked Woodson in this one, but not by. Look at this crap. He had a crazy flying knee. Yeah, it was on McKinney. That's who it was. Said by Rosa. What is this? Split majority. Oh, okay. Some different colors. The draw versus Lewis was hilarious because that was so bad, the knee that he got. That knocked him out. Luis was celebrating like he won. And they buggy choked his way to a win. It was really, really weird. And he just kind of went on a mid run here. This was boring, but I actually did think he won against Charles. I don't know why that was split. But this was a robbery. I don't care. I thought Caceres beat him 2 rounds. And he gets the finish and he gets his first ranked fight. So, you know. Dan, though, he's a great counter striker, and they're really going to try. Wow, they fired Mike Malone. Really? I could totally see him just getting picked apart. Korean Zombie, this is what got Korean his short notice title shot. Emmett, which was a war? No, it wasn't a war. He got dropped once in the first. I thought Emmett won this, but people disputed and gave it to Ige. Whatever. I gave it to Emmett, though. Obviously, he got Mobzar, Mitchell, Lopez, Lerone. He blew Nate out the water, and people were really doubting him at this point because, you know, obviously all he had was this Jackson KO, but I thought it was yeah. The people were wanting Nate to train to win. I don't know if he's going to touch Sean Woodson up like that, though. But 50K, it's kind of hard to doubt him. You know, he's fighting the Lopez, and he's having these great fights with these really up there guys. Like, Larone's undefeated. Lopez is obviously fighting for the title now. Mitchell, I thought he should have won. Mobzar's #1 contender probably after this. He's probably #1 contender after this Lopez, if Lopez wins, or if Volk wins, honestly. Both of them. He's probably fighting whoever wins that. Josh Emmett, people thought he won. Korean Zombie. It's just a great performance by Zombie. I didn't watch this Cater fight. I heard it was good. I heard he robbed Edson, though. So maybe all of this is just penance for robbing Edson. But I don't know. 50? I don't know. I kind of want to pick Ige by decision because Woodson's he's very backed up and he's technical. You know, he likes to poke, get him on the clinch. He likes to create pressure. He's got a big reach advantage. I just don't really see Ige losing this, honestly. But I just don't see him finishing him either. It's really hard to pick. I'll go with Ige by decision here. Not confident, though. As you can see, it's a very close fight. And we get to the main card, which is not separated here because got a couple fizzled fights. Just let me. So we started out with a lot of finishes, but then we kind of went to decision heaven after that. But now we got a main card. And I think there will be a decent number of finishes here. Starting with Krylov versus Dominic Reyes, which is easily. Easily? I don't know. There's a lot of hard fights to pick on here. As you can see, look at this. Look at the people. Krylov is coming off of a 2-year darkness retreat, I guess. He just hiccups. He just wasted 2 years of his career. He was 30 when he left. Now he's nearly 33. Dom Reyes is 35 years old. I thought he was way younger than that. Whoa. Both very big, athletic guys. More Dominic Reyes, though. Looking at his recent things, I don't think the Smith fight impressed me that much, but he did get the win. Obviously, Smith was in such a bad state during this fight. This one, this Jacoby win was crazy and really hard. It was really good to see from Reyes. Big knockout artist, this guy, but obviously he got knocked out by a power jab. That's exactly how I would describe it. He got knocked out by a jab from Ryan Spann. It was really, really sad times. But then he went on a 2-year darkness retreat, relatively. 1.5. He went on a year and a half long retreat and came back better than ever. So maybe that's what Krylov did. This is just a really hard fight to pick. The layoff for him, Dom Reyes is on a 2-fight win streak, but this one really, his most recent one, isn't that impressive. Only 3 months ago. Could this just be like a repeat of the Gustafsson performance? But he hasn't really. This is his only knockout in the UFC. No, it's not. Oops. He was in the UFC long before this. Jesus. Brain fart. But that was 2014. God. He's been in the UFC a while. In the UFC, he got guillotine choked. I guess he got cut here, and then just went on a tear in the regionals. Came back, lost immediately to Jan. Went on a little iffy run. Had a close fight with Magomed. Got subbed by Paul Craig. Oh, you can never escape the triangle choke from Paul Craig. Will Krylov be the next champ that got subbed by Paul Craig? You already have 2 of them now, since Magomed beat Pereira. It makes so much sense that Krylov is the favorite. He is just 2 years out, though. Will Dom Reyes climb the rankings? Honestly, I think Dom has just found his rhythm, to be honest. I think he can do it. I think he can win this one against Krylov, who's coming off a big layoff. Ryan Spann was like top 8 or something when Krylov beat him. Obviously, beat Volkon. That Gus win was really sad. I'm going to do it, man. I think Reyes wins. Does he knock him out, though? I don't think so. I think we'll go with a decision here. Yeah. I trust it. Yeah, I trust your gut sometimes. Big one here. Pitbull versus Yair. If Pitbull wins, and wins convincingly, and Volk wins, then they're probably just going to run Pitbull versus Volk immediately. Obviously, long-time dream match. Pitbull was legend in Bellator. Yair is the favorite here, though, for good reason, because Pitbull is old. Yair really has a problem with getting wrestled, though. You know, got wrestled bad. Obviously, people say Frankie Edgar led the made the blueprint to beat him, which is pretty true. Honestly, he beat the hell out of Yair with his wrestling, ground and pound, all that stuff. Was losing this fight before, obviously, the Miracle Hobo. Got wrestled by Holloway for a bit when they were beating each other back on the feet. This fight was a shoulder. It's kind of a sub for Yair, a pseudo sub. Brian was pulling his arm out and he just got out, just literally just popped out. So this was a good win for him. He just kicked the hell out of Josh Emmett's body until he shot a terrible takedown, and that was that. It's a good triangle choke. It was a great fight because Josh Emmett actually pseudo dropped him once in that fight. Just his big right overhand that he kept spamming. This one, Volk just kind of wore him out for 2 rounds, and then as soon as Jair started to open up, he caught him. And this one, he was beating the holy hell out of Brian Ortega. Great performance until he literally just got mauled. So he got taken down in the second round, easily outworked, and then early in the third round, just subbed, just broken. Does Jair just not have that dog in him? 24-6. Oh, this is cool. Jimmy Kennedy. Why don't I remember this? Some people were, yeah. I think people disputed this decision that he got over Adrian McKee. Yeah, obviously knocked Chandler out bad. That was so long ago. That was 2019. Not so long ago. It was a little over half a decade. This is a really hard fight to predict, honestly. Screw it, Matt. Was MVP the dog in his so 2 straight years in Miami. Stay with me now. 2 straight years in Miami, back-to-back years. We got a UFC debutant from Bellator, long-time Bellator guy. And I don't know if he was the dog. We're going to check. We're going to check real quick. Oh, well, pick him. Yeah, okay, cool. See? I got it right. I'm doing it 2 years in a row then, because last year I picked Michael Page over Holland, and he did. He won easily, by the way. I don't know why that fight was I thought that was 30-27 in my opinion. I think Pitbull will do it again. 2 years in a row, Miami Bellator debutant, slight underdog. I think they'll do it again, and I think if hopefully my main event pick is correct, we'll see a very intriguing title fight later in the year. So yeah, Patricio Pitbull by decision. We'll go with decision here. I think he'll wear Yair out. Yair has not fought in a year since that Brian Ortega beating, so maybe he's been putting in some work. I hope we see a great performance from him. I'd like to see a couple matchups from Yair. But yeah, I'll pick Pitbull though. Go. Oh, why is this? This is messed up. The order on verdict, but whatever. It doesn't matter. On to the feature fight. I think it will be the feature fight. Big favorite for John Silva, which makes sense. Bryce Mitchell, Doug Nasty, huh? Equal that. I'm just playing. That's oh man, god damn. Won't be too shocked if Bryce Mitchell wins this. I haven't seen too much of John Silva's wrestling. I kind of forgot so much about this Jourdain fight, but apparently he was getting taken down during it. Yeah, it's good that he's getting a big fight. I'm very happy about that because we went from July to February without fighting, and he was just fighting some unranked guy that he smoked in a round. Milzik, it wasn't the worst thing for him. Fighting guys that's already been finished in the UFC after he blew Drew Dober and Jourdain out the water in literally weeks in the same month. You know, it was month span, like literally 2 weeks away from each other. He did that, and then he fights Milzik. So it's like, come on, what are we doing here? They really had nothing for him at lightweight or featherweight. I mean, come on. somebody's game down there. But I'm sure Bobby Green wants to get knocked out again. Let him do that. No, but he's back at featherweight, getting a ranked fight, getting in the rankings, which is very good because that's his weight class, really. It's just a bad matchup for Bryce if he cannot get a takedown. That's the story of the fight, wholeheartedly. It is a bad, and that's what I thought about the Ige fight. I thought Ige was gonna win. Maybe that's why I picked. I still think Ige won that because that's just the reality of it, you know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna trust Silva's grappling defense in this one. We'll see. I still think Bryce is solid on the feet. You know, he's got solid kicks. He's got half decent boxing. Obviously, he's just strong. He's a really strong guy. So he could do a little bit of clinch work here. He's got good knees. Good eye for the game. But I do think that Silva eventually finds the chin in the second round. And I think he wins. Yeah. So we'll trust John Silva. But if Bryce is grappling, if he can get him down, will not be surprising at least. 5-round co-main that I don't. Well, 5-round co-main between Paddy Pimblett, who is the favorite, against Michael Chandler. And I understand why Paddy's the favorite. You know, Chandler is just look at this. Look at this. 1-4 in his last 5. Not good. That only win was 2 years ago against Tony. Some people really thought that the 2 years of pure training camp was going to help him against Charles, but he just kind of looked timid. He backed up a lot. It didn't really look like Chandler's best, because when Chandler's walking forward, you know, meticulously, doing pressure, throwing out a jab, I don't know, he just needs to use his whole arsenal. He needs to use the kicks. He needs to throw, you know, his hooks. He needs to do a lot of that. He needs to try to take him down. But this fight, I think it might benefit him to just get crazy. Paddy Pillman's got a chin, but is he really going to be able to handle Chandler's full power? I think if Chandler waits for his shot, finds his opening, and just boom, gets him there, it's going to be it. But if he exhausts himself, if he can't land his shots, who knows? Paddy might just sub him if he can't hit his shots. What is he, yeah, he's literally never. He's only gone to round 3 a couple of times. Like, people are not smart to try to take him down. Not at all. Will Chandler's terrible fight IQ come? Will he shoot for legs? I don't think so. I think he'll just go in there and try to finish him. But it's the question. Do you trust Chandler just to go in there and just box his head off? Paddy's, the way he strikes and stuff is very interesting. He definitely doesn't want to open up against Chandler. That's for true. Chandler has the more 5-round experience, obviously. So if it somehow gets to the 4th and 5th round, which we weren't expecting for the Charles fight. Like, we said the same thing for that fight, the second one. It's like, oh, there's no way this goes past the 1st or 2nd round. It's going to be just like the first fight. And it wasn't. Charles just dominated him for 4 rounds, and then Chandler rocked him and then tried to kill him, literally. Keith Peterson, I'm pretty sure, was the ref for that. Awful ref. Keith Peterson, get off the... It's accurate even if he wasn't reffing that Charles and Chandler fight, because Peterson's just not that great a ref, in my opinion. But hey, I'm just white guy chair sits over here. What can I say? I guess I'll trust Chandler to find the opening. Another dog pick. I'll go with him to get the knockout in the very first round, honestly. We'll see. Can't be backing up, though, because if Batty gets you down, it's going to look weird. I mean, obviously, he survived for a while with Charles on his back. But he did get subbed by Poirier, so who knows? It's just Michael Chandler. Anything could happen, honestly. I'll trust him to get back in the win column, though. I think winner of this fight's Arman Saryukin, because Arman's talking about and it was Chandler talking about fighting Arman. We thought that was the fight that was going to get booked and not him and Paddy. And then now Arman's daring Paddy to call him out. So I think whoever wins this is going to fight him next. On to the main event. Whew. Come on, Volk. Come on, Volk. If you guys don't know this, Alexander Volkanovski is my favorite fighter of all time. Yeah. And this is a tough fight for him. He's 36 years old. He's coming off 2 flatline knockouts. Losses, by the way, not wins. And Diego Lopez is a monster, especially in that first round. That punch he gave, what was it, Sadiq? Yep, Sadiq. In the clinch at UFC 300 was art. It was honestly art. And he I still believe that second punch that he hit Ortega with woke him up because he was going down and then immediately gets punched again and wakes right back up. That was insane. The speed that he hit him with, and he still rocked him in the third round. Like, he got better as the fight went along. So that narrative that he was slowing down against Ige was completely put to bed. Because both of the fights where he slowed down in have been short notice. Like, really short notice. Especially the Ige fight where he had to do, like, 3 different weigh-ins for that when he was doing them. So, yeah. He looked like an animal in that Ortega fight. And if that's the one that's going to fight Volk, I'm very worried for him. Because I think Volk's chin is fine because he got knocked out by a perfect head kick and Ilya Taporia, who broke Max Holloway's chin. So it's like, yeah, he's been chinned, but like by really good shots. Nobody is surviving those shots that he got hit with in both knockout losses. But Diego's got that kind of power. He just does. So if he gets hit with that, it's going to be over. But if Volk, I think the narrative that his cardio is bad is not good. But I think if anyone can really make him wither, it's Volkanovski. It's a few people can do it. I think Max can do it too if he doesn't get taken down. I think Ilya would just be a constant immovable object against Diego. I think, but Volk, he could do it, man. He could wither him away with his jab, with his kicks, with his boxing combinations. I don't know if he'll take him down. He could in the later rounds. He could take Diego down if he's not afraid of the sub threats, which, Volk's, it's hard to sub Volk. Ask Ortega, ask Islam. It's hard to do. And it's a really hard one. I could literally see this fight going 2 different ways. I could see Diego just absolutely boom, just chinning him in the first round, second round, whatever. Just boom, done. Volk's unconscious. Please retire. It's over. I could also see Volk just taking him to deep waters, just finishing him late, winning by a 49-46, 50-45 decision. I could see a masterclass from Volk. He's had a year off. He's had time to heal. He's had time to train. And he is still the greatest featherweight of all time. So I was never going to pick against Volkanovski in this prediction, but you know my opinion now. If Lopez, which honestly, I'm kind of leaning more towards Lopez, just boom, just chinning him the hell out of him. But I'm not picking it because that is Volkanovski and that's my boy. We're picking Volk, and we're picking him by... I'll go with decision, I think. Methinks decision or late finish. Might as well just pick the more likely one. Only 2 finishes in the main card. I lied to you all. So, that's it. That's my UFC 314 predictions. Very excited for this card, except for the main event. I'm very terrified for the main event. I'm not excited for that. My heart's going to be pumping. It's going to be awful. And I'm going to be alone because my family's not even going to be here to watch it with me. I'm going to be all alone. Probably throwing stuff at walls after it's done. But we'll see. I could be very excited. Could be very happy with the outcome. Thank you guys for watching. Tell me your picks in the comments. And have a good one. Thank you.